Hello, my name is Kairat and I'm supervised by Professor Chandra Nair. So my project is about app development for fitness. Uh, so we all know what social networks are. There are WhatsApp, Messenger, WeChat, and Line and other social networks. And people have groups in those networks and are members of some groups. For example, like football club on WhatsApp. So they can share their messages in those networks easily. They can share their emotions easily, and it does not really depend on what kind of device you have, whether iOS or Android or Nokia or Samsung. You can share it without any problem on those networks. And there's another world, which is fitness networks. And recently it has been a trend to use a device around your hand and which tracks your physical activity. And so the market leaders for these devices, for fitness trackers, are Fitbit, Xiaomi, Garmin, Apple, and others. From this graph, we can see that as of Q2 of 2017, the leaders in the market are Apple, Xiaomi, and Fitbit. So if I have let's say if I have a Fitbit and my friend has a Fitbit, we can share our data among each other inside the Fitbit application. But if my friend has Fitbit and I have Garmin and one other friend has Xiaomi, we cannot share data among each other, so we have to do it manually. So the goal of this project is to create an application for all the fitness trackers so that regardless of the device around your hand you have, you can share the data to your friends inside this application. So this is the framework for the project, and some of the features include here on the screen we have many devices. So the user will be given an opportunity to add as many devices as he uses. So if you use Fitbit, he'll add Fitbit, and then the application will ask Fitbit whether the user allows to access Fitbit data, and if the user allows this application to access the Fitbit data, then it will be shown inside the application. So another feature is groups, which is quite important. The same as in social networks, there will be an opportunity to create groups in this application. So you can create group and then send invitation links, and to extend this beyond only creation of the groups, to make it easier. So let's say you are a member of 50 groups on these social networks, WhatsApp, WeChat, Line. Creating each group inside the application is quite time consuming. So ideally you want all those applications to be inside, all those groups to be inside this application already. So one feature which we will try to implement will be this application will ask the user whether the user allows to access the WhatsApp data. Then when the user allows to access WhatsApp data, then the application will look on the groups and then list all the groups inside the groups screen inside the application. So if you're a member of 50 groups, then all the 50 groups you will be able to see inside this fitness application. Here I want to show you the real application, the user interface. So there are 3 tabs here, and one of them is groups. So we can create a group, create, we can upload the photo. So we can select any photo from here. Okay, open, and then we can write the group as numbers, and then save. Okay, so then it will show here. So this group. So if we go to, let's say, IERG students, then we can see the leaderboard, and then I will enable a function of chat, so people can chat here. Okay, and then there is a leaderboard. Okay, and then we go to my profile. We can add the devices from here. So and then we can also delete devices. So after I click, let's say Samsung, it takes me to the Samsung authorization page, and then ask the user to authorize. If the user authorizes, then we'll have the data already shown. It will be getting the data from there. And then we can also delete, and also add Garmin, and then it's shown here. Okay, so and then we can select also the activities we would like to track. So running or sleeping, and then deselect, then select biking, so the privacy is conserved. So basically, this is the user interface. In this semester, in the first semester, I have implemented the user interface using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. There is Ionic framework for creating cross-platform applications. So one code is written, and then it can be deployed in both iOS and Android. And it looks and feels like native application. Native application is when you write separate code for Android and separate code for iOS. And cross-platform application using Ionic framework is almost the same as native application. So in the first semester, I was focusing on the user experience, user interface, and in the second semester, the goal is to develop the backend, and not only in the second semester, in the winter break as well, to develop the backend, to connect to the servers, and to enable the function of accessing the data from Fitbit. So the fitness application will ask the user whether he or she allows to access Fitbit data or Xiaomi data or Garmin data or any kind of data, and then this function will be implemented later on. And let's say, so from this graph, we can see that this yellow one is for the market share of devices except top 5. So top 5 devices, which is Apple, Xiaomi, Fitbit, Garmin, and Fossil, make up 50% of the market share. So imagine there are 30 brands, 30 device fitness tracking brands. Then this application will aim to include all of them here, and then the user will be able to select the applications, the one he is using. So it's not going to be limited to Fitbit and Xiaomi and Garmin, but it will try to accommodate all the fitness tracking brands. And in the second semester, both iOS and Android versions will be released. One limitation of this project is the time. So the market never waits. So even if when this project will be released in April or May, there might be already existing applications in the market. The people who realize this opportunity and then who have already developed and launched their applications, they might be quicker in that regard, but we'll see how it turns out. The first thing is to create the application, and after in the second application, the fully functioning iOS and Android versions will be developed. And one last motivation for this project was because people are using their smartphones and then always typing and always sitting and inactive physically. If they see the data from their groups in social networks, if, for example, in my classmates group, I go and see the physical activity of my friends, it will motivate me to be as active as them, and then throw away my device and then go be active. So this is one of the motivations that will combine social world and fitness world together, and make social world as active as fitness world. And as the title says, social networks meet fitness networks for a healthier world. I'd like to acknowledge my supervisor, Professor Chandra Nair, for his for this idea of the application, and for his useful insights, for his useful suggestions and corrections, and for supervising me. Thank you.